Welcome class 6 to the next topic in your syllabus, adaptations, chapter 8. Now adaptations is a phenomena which is exhibited by living beings. Living beings adjust or make themselves better to live in a certain environment or surroundings. Now these surroundings or environment are the place where living beings live, stay, eat, reproduce and react with each other as well as the surroundings. So this living place of a living being is called as habitat or natural habitat. Both plants and animals have their own unique habitats. Like you find a fish always living in water. Never will you see it flying in the sky. Same way, you will find tall trees going on the land. You will never find a mango tree growing under water. Cactus you will find growing in deserts. Same way, camels are best suited to live in deserts. Frogs can stay in water as well as jump on lands also. So this way organisms have a habitat. This habitat gives them safety from their enemies. It protects it from the surroundings like climatic factors, rain, snow, wind. It is a safe place to breed their young ones, lay eggs. So the various features of a habitat is the next topic. There are two main components of a habitat. One is the abiotic, a physical component that includes air, water, humidity, temperature, etc. Biotic components is the next. This includes living beings, both plants, animals, microbes. There are three types of habitats. Types of habitat: aquatic, terrestrial and aerial habitat. Aquatic habitats includes all the water bodies found on the earth. The freshwater habitats like pond, river, lakes. Marine habitats, seas, oceans, estuaries, bays. Plants living in aquatic habitat are called as hydrophytes. Then the second habitat is terrestrial, which includes land. This is divided into four categories: desert habitat, mountain habitat, polar or cold habitat, forest and grassland habitat. Plants living on land are called as mesophytes, while plants living in desert conditions only are called as xerophytes. Then the third type of habitat is aerial. It includes those which can fly and sometimes such creatures which live hanging in air, like certain plants called as epiphytes. Aerial animals are birds mostly. They can fly and some bats, etc. So adaptation is a process in which various features or characteristics develop in plants or animals both to become better suited in their environment. It takes lots of time to adapt, thousands of years. This is called evolution. If an organism doesn't adapt, he may become extinct, like dinosaurs became extinct when they could not adapt to the changing environment, to the changing climate. Organisms adapt to find food, to protect themselves from predators, from the environment, to reproduce and find mates. So adaptation is a need for every living being to live successfully in the environment. Let's watch a video now in which you will learn in detail about various habitats and adaptive features shown by plants and animals.
Have you ever imagined as to what will happen if you keep a fish out of water or a camel in snowbound areas? They will not survive. They have developed features which help them to live or adapt in their respective surroundings, that is water and desert. By adaptation, we mean the presence of features or certain habits which help an organism to live in a particular habitat or environment. Different living organisms adapt to live in their surroundings in different ways. Adaptations involve a combination of features such as shape, size, color, structure, and behavior. Deserts have acute shortage of water and a very hot and dry climate. They have a short rainy season followed by a long dry season. Living in such hard conditions needs adapting to these situations. A camel is an animal well adapted to live in a desert. It has long legs which help to keep the upper part of the body away from the heat of the sand on the ground. After drinking water once, it can live for many days without water. A camel excretes a small amount of urine and its dung is dry. A camel does not sweat. Its feet have thick pads which protect it from the hot desert sand. A camel has long eyelashes which do not allow flying sand to reach its eyes during a sandstorm. A camel can close its nostrils so that the sand does not enter the respiratory system during a sandstorm. Fat stored in its hump acts as a food reservoir. But what happens to desert snakes, rats, lizards and insects which do not have all the features that are present in a camel? These desert animals stay in burrows deep inside the sand to keep away from the intense heat during the day. They come out only during the night when it is cooler. Like animals, desert plants are also adapted to stay in such extreme climate. In desert plants, leaves are either absent, small, or reduced to spines. Stem is spongy and store water. Stems are covered with a thick waxy layer which helps in retaining water inside the plant body. The stem is green and it prepares food for the plant. The root system goes deep down into the soil for absorbing water. A very common desert plant is cactus. In a cactus, leaves are reduced to spines, the stem is green and spongy, roots are long and reach the deep layers of the soil. Mountains have a cold, windy and a rainy weather. The ground in the upper reaches are usually covered with snow. These conditions make life very hard for both plants and animals. Most mountain plants grow close to the ground to avoid getting uprooted by strong and frequent winds. The mountain trees are normally cone-shaped with sloping branches so that the snow and the water does not stay on them and ruin them. Leaves are usually needle-shaped, which reduces evaporation rate, especially in winters. They also have long roots for fixing themselves tightly on slopes. Animals living in cold mountains are also well adapted to live in such harsh climates. A yak has a thick coat of fur which protects it from the cold. Mountain goats have strong hooves to climb up the mountains easily and a thick fur to protect it from the cold. The snow leopard is white in color and has long hairs to protect it from the harsh and biting cold. A polar bear lives in snow-covered areas. It has thick white fur to merge with its surroundings and to protect it from the intense cold, thickly padded feet to walk on the snow, and the body has a thick layer of fat which keeps it warm and provides it with energy during the winter months when food is scarce. Polar foxes are also found in the snow-covered Arctic areas. They have deep, thick fur which is brown in summer and white in winters in order to merge with its surroundings. Its paws are also covered with furs.